Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friends with Businesses, where I introduce you to my friends with businesses and you will benefit. Today, we're kind of sticking with this theme of health and fitness. And you're hearing it from the fat guy, right? So I have to bring in people who actually know what they're talking about because I'm not able to do that. Like, I would be a hypocrite if I sit there and tell somebody, to be fit while doing this. So I'm like, I got to go ahead and bring on some experts. So today, please introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Yes. So my name is Jaliyla Tillman. I am a personal trainer and gym facility owner. The name of my gym facility is called Mission Slim Possible. And if you want to see what we're about, you can go to Instagram. We are on there. It's listed as Mission Slim Possible G Town. We're located in Washington, D.C., near the Georgetown Glover Park area. So it's kind of in between Tinleytown and Georgetown. So I like to describe it as where they meet in the middle. And yeah, that's that's what we got. I'm also a Hampton University alumni.
Let's go.
Yes, Carla and I have that in common. We were there together. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. Is there anything else you need to know? Any deep, dark, rooted secrets?
This ain't that kind of podcast, ladies and
Mhm.
gentlemen. There
You
is
like to
no.
pull random questions out
I
the
do.
bag. I figured we just ripped the band-aid off.
No, no, not me. I mean, if it happens, it happens. It had to be edited. It had to be edited, right? Indeed. So can you tell us, how'd you get started? How long you been in the business and all that good stuff? I'm sorry, my phone is going off crazy.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so this isn't my first business. I actually, I actually sold sex toys for 7.5 years prior to this.
Wait, before
Um,
you move forward,
yes,
this is a rated PG. I do not want to mark
it's
on
not going
YouTube
into
or
no sexual
anywhere that this has adult content in it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got your kids here, cover their ears. It's not my
We're not
first
trying
non
to
minivan friendly
discuss
episode.
those things. Okay, we're talking about fitness here. But
Right.
anyway, so yeah, so prior to this, I had a very successful. I started in multi-level marketing, of course, got me, but I will never discredit it because
Ever.
it really taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about business. It taught me what I was capable of.
Hmm.
And at some point, because that was the first time that I was a full time business owner. So I went from part time to walking away from a job in human resources that I didn't like. And I went full time with that business. So that business venture allowed me to learn about myself, to make a lot of mistakes, um, and to really realize my full potential. So yeah, so that's kind of like where I started business wise.
Hmm.
Um, After I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore, a couple of things happened. I kind of fell into a depression. I also had some family members pass away, like all in a row, within like a 6 or 7 month timeline. It was literally like one person a month, which included like my father and other people that were very close to me. I also just, mentally, I wasn't fully there. So I gained weight, um, and just a lot happened. And when things change in your life, it shifts your perspective. And mentally, I just wasn't in a space to be a full time entrepreneur, not emotionally or mentally in any capacity. And the bills weren't getting paid. So went back to work. Thank God for a Hampton University degree as well as Marymount MBA, because the one thing about education is at the drop of a dime, you can go get a job and you don't start at the bottom of the totem pole. So,
Right.
for
Yeah.
anybody that discredits education, let me be clear that it helps you fall back at any moment. So yeah, so went back to work, um, worked for a nonprofit. Then I went back into HR at FEMA. Hated it. I just, I time and time again, history has shown with me and 9 to 5 jobs that I'm a temporary worker. Like literally 2 to 3 years max is all we can make it through.
That's a long
Um,
time to me.
yeah, I mean, I literally that's I don't think I've worked anywhere longer than 3 years except for the businesses that I've had. So it just became evident to me that after about 2 years, like somewhere around the 2 year mark, me and the job don't agree. Whether it's the supervisor, whether it's the lack of growth, the stifled growth, I can't be in that situation.
Hmm.
It just doesn't work for me, and it really weighs me down mentally. So, fast forward, how I got the gym and how that came to be was as a result of me trusting my faith a second time, listening to God, and God told me to go and not worry about the money. We'll figure it out when we get there, but you need to go. In the midst of that, I've been in love with fitness for probably about 12 or 13 years. I, growing up, have always battled with my weight. It's always fluctuated. So when I started my fitness journey, it was after college and after weight gain, um, him being the biggest size that I had ever been. And I fell in love with fitness because I realized how it made me feel after the workout. I realized
Mm.
that I'm also really aggressive, you know, and
You
uh,
figured it out when?
I mean,
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, that's what's up.
I figured out that it helps relieve my aggression. So instead of me snapping on people, you can't walk down the block and slap people all day. So fitness really helped me turn that around, helped shape my attitude, because I realized how much like more clear and level headed I was
Mhm.
if I actually like physically moved.
So I'm sitting there
So
imagining you walk down the street and slapping people. You are from the city, so you know.
in my head, people should be getting slapped all day. You and I know it's true, okay? But you
Hey,
cannot conduct yourself that way if you like your freedom. And obviously, as an entrepreneur, I do.
yes,
Okay.
indeed. Yes,
So,
yes. Hard to run a business from jail.
lost the weight. I lost about 35 pounds. And it became like a regular part of my life. So
Perfect.
literally it became something that I look forward to. Also, my mom's family, like 80% of her family has diabetes, and
Oh wow.
it's scary to watch family members with insulin and episodes. It's a lot. I've had to help take care of people, and it was something that really like scared the bejesus out of me, and that I don't
I
want.
can
So
imagine. Yeah.
yeah, so when you read about diabetes and how sugar works and insulin works, you realize that movement is essential. And heart disease is prevalent to Black people as well, not just diabetes. And
So
the only way to fix your heart is to move.
so wait, you've covered a lot. I want to jump in because I know you're gonna go for a while. Um, a couple of things we started. So you said you've been in love with fitness for about 12, 13 years, right?
Mhm.
And that predated your business by about how many years? So did you start off in the gym or did you start off personal training on your side? How did that happen?
Yeah, so I actually no, I wasn't a trainer. I started off just a regular gym goer that was obsessed eventually.
Hmm.
It was like, oh, I'll try kickboxing. And then I don't know what happened after that. I just kept going, um and then I just couldn't live without working out. And it just elevated higher and higher. So I actually me being a trainer was a result of quarantine. Um, because just like everybody else, quarantine as an extrovert, we're like, well,
Yeah.
there's nothing on the calendar. Now
Look
what?
here. I was upset.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, I couldn't. I've never seen my calendar empty. Like it
Right.
was mine, but I was like, wait, there's nothing on it.
I
Now,
started three businesses during the quarantine. Like it was the best and worst thing that happened.
I'm
Bought the
trying to
big
tell
old
you.
house. Like I'm like, I didn't get
Yeah,
nothing to do. So just
yeah.
spend money and time.
Yeah, so it was the result of quarantine. It was also the result of the trainer that one of the trainers that I worked with, he saw something in me that he had mentioned. right before quarantine hit, and he actually wanted me to teach there. And he was like, "You will be so good. Look how you are with other people when they're new here. You know how you encourage your friends to work harder." And I was like, "Really?" So yeah, quarantine birthed something. I had time and I needed something to do. And yeah, I'm a busybody. So it was like one of the first times in my life that I only had one job, like one job. It's like one rib, you know. So that's unusual for me. So yeah, when I polled my friends and I had a list of three things that I narrowed it down to, and they were like, "Nope, I think fitness will work for you."
So what's crazy is this. So I look at the the quarantine, the shutdown, the whatever people want to call it,
Mhm.
the conspiracy, the everything, whatever we want to call it. And I know it affected a lot of people in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
But what
Hmm.
I'm noticing is that that was the land of opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really was.
It was crazy. I mean, we were just talking about doing a pre-production meeting, talking about like EYL
Mhm.
and like how they blew up during that
Yeah.
time, and these folks where it was like, hey, wait, there is nothing but opportunity because now everything is ground zero.
Yep.
Everything was ground zero, and so I'm sitting there like, yo, when is the next like
I can't wait.
catastrophe? I'm like, when the next
Give
catastrophe?
me the
Because I got
Armageddon, okay?
I got
Like,
stuff in my bag. Like, look, I dare you shut down again. I
listen,
dare you.
all I want to do is be able to go to a beach house and do it this time. Okay, that's
Right. Exactly.
it. Because we were
Exactly.
doing it wrong. Um, but yeah, no, I think that quarantine was a great thing for me. I think that it allowed the quiet time, it allowed no distractions, it allowed the creative side of my brain to function, right? Like
Hmm.
being an extrovert, we talk all day, we talk all day, we talk all day, but like also you have bills to pay, you have these responsibilities, you have social responsibilities, you got to show up for people, whatever. And we don't have time for ourselves. And
At all.
to allow that side of my brain to like work at full capacity was everything.
Right.
Um, it really was, and it was so calming and relaxing. And when you are calm and relaxed and you're happy and you're using the other side of your brain, so many different things come out of that, and mental clarity, right? So
Hmm.
like being able to just be innovative, because my original programming, once I was certified, was a virtual program. I had no intentions on owning a gym. I had no intentions on working in the gym because of COVID. No thanks. I'm good. I'll be here. So the first thing that I did was, how do I do an online program? And I launched a 8-week program that January. I got certified in June. I kind of dragged my feet a little, feeling like, okay, so I'm certified, but how do I know people will trust me? And
Hmm.
then I just decided to give myself a pep talk. Basically, is what happened. And then I said, nope, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna launch something in January during fitness season. And I did. I launched my first 8-week online program called Mission Slim Possible.
First of all, I dig that name, right?
Thank you.
Because let me tell you something. Sometimes I feel like being slim is an impossible journey. I do. Because I mean, and the thing is, like, I'll be honest, I'm the only fat person in my family, right?
Come
It
on, son.
blows me.
We're
I
gonna have to
know.
we're gonna have to figure that out.
Oh, figure it out. I gotta fix it. Ain't nothing figure it out. It's only fixing it. I gotta work out more. Gotta eat less. This is really that simple.
Well, no, actually, you probably need to eat more because your body's storing it as fat. But we'll save that for another podcast. Yes, but
No,
I
no, I'm
get
gonna tell you, Carl need to eat less. I'm gonna tell you. No, no, I'm kidding. I need to eat better. I need to eat better. But
yes.
I've actually been. I've doing a lot better. Like Um, but yes, no, I definitely agree with you on that. But so much that you talked about thus far. And part of what I do on this podcast is talk about us, our community, what we do, right? You talked about
Mhm.
two different things that I think stand out. One, of course, is our health. Some of the health challenges that we have in the Black community, from whether it be, like you said, diabetes, high blood pressure, all of that stuff. And then also, and people might get mad when I say this. A lot of times we suffer from a victim mentality, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you talked about how when the COVIDity hit, um, you you
Wait,
didn't. Hmm?
COVIDity? That's a
COVIDity. No, I made it up.
I don't think that's a word.
It's, it is in my universe. This is my podcast. COVIDity is a word. Okay,
COVIDity. Okay.
COVIDity.
All right.
Trademarked 2023.
Yes. We're gonna put that on a shirt.
Yes, but before you, I'm gonna pause real quick because hey, Angie, please edit this. I have to go to the door real quick. I see somebody walking to my door. I don't know who they are. You let me walk into my house like that. Yeah. So as soon as the COVIDity hit, um, a lot of people when they fell victim to it. And I'm not talking about from the of course we do mourn those who passed. We all had people who passed on that time, but more so of the economic piece of it. Some people still have not recovered, and I'm not blaming them necessarily. I'm not saying, hey, so you should have just pulled yourself up by a bootstrap, but it's really just a way of seeing things. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like there's some of us who we saw like, look, I need where my stimulus check, where's my PPP loan, where's this, where's that, who's going to take care of me, who's going to do this, that, and the other. But there are others of us who said there is an opportunity out here somewhere,
Yeah.
you know
Mhm.
and I think we all, and I'm not even saying everybody has to be a full-time entrepreneur, they got to have all that stuff, but we all need to have something in our back pocket that we can pull out, that we have love for. Everything that we love we can turn into a business. Like you said, you fell in love with fitness 13 years ago, and that love in 2020 saved your life economically speaking.
Yeah.
We all have to look at something and find out what it is that, in case of emergency, break a glass.
Right.
One thing, as many people may know, I am a controls auditor and consultant, and one of the things that I do is um I audit disaster recovery plans and continuity operations for companies. Like I did this for like Marriott, I did it for Orange County Metro, so the big boys.
Yeah.
And
You did it for FEMA, who I used to work for.
right.
Hmm.
And do you know that every last one of them for the past 15 years is supposed to have a pandemic response?
Really? That's
Every
interesting.
So a part of a good disaster recovery plan includes what to do in the instance of a pandemic. It's been on the books for a very long time that in this instance, break a glass. Like you're supposed to do tabletop exercise. If this person goes down, this is how we're going to operate. If this person goes down, this is how we're going to operate. If we can't come out of our doors, we got to operate like this, that, and the other. And everybody needs that. We
Right.
all need that. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody talks about, save ups, have 6 months of this, that, and the other saved up. The pandemic lasted. I mean, some people think it's still going on, depending on how you
Yeah.
look at it scientifically. It's like, yo,
Mhm.
we still in COVID. Like,
But I think that that was a lesson to be learned not only for the bigger companies, but the smaller ones. Like, we need to make sure that we have our plans in place for anything because there were a lot of businesses that immediately did not shift well to virtual. They didn't shift well. They froze.
yep,
And it's not just about saving, it's about having those contingency plans and also being able to pivot fast. Because
right.
what I saw, there were companies that did not pivot fast. And you have to be able to adjust. You got to be able to figure out a solution and you got to figure it out fast. Or
And
that
one
money
of the,
comes out very fast.
one of the things about small businesses is that we have to know we actually have a better chance of pivoting because we have less overhead, less people, and
Mhm.
all that. Hey, y'all, everybody shift your focus this way. We ain't got to worry about union contracts. We don't have to worry about, this. It's like, ain't no, look, you think you got PTO working for me? You don't.
Right.
Uh, yeah, yo, no, you sleep, TO. Okay, you replaced TO. Uh,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But yeah, but we have to, look at it from that perspective. What do we all have in our back pocket? What I mean, every family needs to have this discussion. Like, hey,
Yeah.
y'all, if something
I
goes
agree.
down, who gonna
Yeah.
do what in this house to bring in money? What
Right.
we got? Who knows how to? Who got a bunch of clothes in the house we can sell on Poshmark?
Right.
Uh, who know how to cook something that we could bag up and sell? Like, who know how to go clean stuff? Who going to
But I
do
think
this,
it
that, and the
goes
other?
beyond that. I mean, we talking about for your household, if you're a couple, we're talking about in business and like in just so many different instances, there needs to be contingency plans. And let's keep it 100. This isn't a dating show, but I'm just gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave it right here. When we're dating, like these are the kind of questions before we get married that we should be like, getting people's opinions about. Because the reality is like we go back to bring it back to fitness and health, right? Like if I get sick tomorrow and I'm with you and we are together, what is the plan? Because if I can't work, what do we do?
What's the continuity
Are you
operations?
gonna be able to pick up? And for me, I don't know about anybody else, but when I date, it is important that I am seeing certain types of behaviors from the men that I'm dating. Because if you don't display that kind of behavior, where if something happens to me, I feel like he's gonna take care of business, then I can't date you,
Mm.
and that's the difference between dating with a purpose versus willy nilly. But I digress. Yes. Sorry.
So, your target market, right? Like you said, I'm gonna let you drop the mic on that. Hey, fellas, or DMs, I don't know if they open or not, but
We
if you
open
go
a
in,
little bit, but only if you
right, I'm saying if you go, they see your requirements. You need to come with a continuity operation plan. So
you
we
might
need to have
ask for
your,
qualifications.
your
Right.
business and home impact analysis, a properly risk assessment with mitigating controls, um, a
It's
continuity of
one
operations
thing, I
program.
promise.
She also went to Hampton, so them Hampton girls. Anywho,
Say that I pay attention to things that most women do not. That's all.
she wants to see your books. Email her your QuickBooks password. But no, but continuing on, continuing on. So yeah, your target market is women, and that's interesting. And because I see it a lot. Most people end up hyper focusing somewhere, especially in the health and wellness field. You
Yeah.
know, and so talk to me about how you made that decision, or even made the recognition that that's what it was. Something like, look, I'll take anybody who walked through, but tell me your story and how you got
Yeah.
there.
So I think that the path that God has set me on with everything that I've done has involved women or younger girls. I really haven't had too much experience with men, um, just in general, as far as like fitness or even the last business or just anything. So my comfortability sits with women. Also, when you cater to women, it's a specific niche. Women tend to commit more, they tend to work harder. They tend to be more serious because they are more serious about how they look, how they feel. And I just realized that when I looked at the other gym spaces and fitness in general, that there is a deficit. Like we it how do I explain this without like being super brash? But yeah. So women
You
do
already sound sexist. You should know that you already sound sexist. Continue.
I so I'm not a feminist. I'm actually more traditional than people think.
But you like
However,
women are more.
no, it's not
We
even that.
commit
It's just
better. We
that
did. Let's
we
just.
men don't realize how much like creepiness I would say,
Oh,
or like how we feel about everyday things. So like for instance, when I go to a gym, if a guy is staring at me, it's creeping me out. And I don't want to work out here anymore. Or sometimes if you have a trainer of the opposite sex, there's with fitness, especially personal training, we have to adjust you, right? Things
Hmm.
can get a little awkward.
Hmm.
Or just simple things like, for instance, if I take a walk in the neighborhood the other day, two or three different men within 2 minutes either stop their cars, or they're staring at me, or they're asking me, like, they're just lingering and I don't know them, and safety becomes a thing for us, right? And like
Hmm.
comfortability. So one of the things that I realized when I opened the facility was that I was clear on the fact that I really wanted it to be a safe space for women where they felt confident, they felt safe, and they felt like they could come and work out in a judgment free zone. And not from like males, just being creepy, basically. I'm not trying to bash men in any capacity. Let me just give that disclaimer. However,
Allegedly.
there are things that men do towards women that they don't know, and they don't realize how it actually impacts us.
Hmm.
Like, even if I had a job and like my gym is 24 hours. So you can come there late at night, right? But like if I had a job and I needed to work out, or I just wanted to blow off some steam, and it's 4 a.m., 3 a.m., and I go to a normal gym where there's a bunch of guys, you know, anything could happen. But in our space, we do the best job that we can to keep people safe and all of that, and to make it so that you're just comfortable to be you and do what you need to do for you without having all of the extra issues.
So is your gym women only?
So, yeah, so our gym is primarily female oriented, yes, with our classes, with most of the training that happens. However, we do have um, some men that do take advantage of the 24-hour fitness. Um, what am I trying to say? Fitness access. Um, we are moving at a pace where my hope is to be able to make it strictly for women at some point. Uh, just because I do think that it's necessary. I don't know that we're going to be able to do it in this specific location right now.
Uh-huh.
Um, I That is the vision for our next location. Yes.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Wow. Just going to segregate. Ain't no more dreams. Ain't having no dreams. I have a dream. Ain't got that. That's cool.
What do you mean?
You like kick the men out. Like men, you're not welcome here. I'm just kidding.
You
No, I'm just,
have to speak it into existence, and you have to have a plan. And I
no,
have a whole plan.
no.
So,
No. I feel I joke around a lot, but I'm very much in favor of hyper targeting. And if you decide that that's who you only want to work with, I think that's a really, 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 really good thing. So talk to me about how you acquire your clients. That's not on the list
um,
of questions.
yeah, so there's a number of ways that we get clients. We get clients through Facebook and Instagram ads. We get clients. This We've only been open at the facility for a year, so we're in year two. So another way is this entire summer we spent outside, just out at different events to kind of get the word out, give us additional visibility. So we were at like Global Park Day, and we were at Ubiquitous Expo, and all of that. I've also been featured on Fox 5. We'll be on there again next Friday. So that has given us great visibility as well. And we've also made connections and networked with people in our neighborhood. So one of the great things about having a business in DC is that they have what is called a bid. And those are nonprofits that are specific to helping and funding things for small businesses in that particular zone or area or neighborhood. So we have been working very closely with the neighborhood bid that works with the small businesses in our area, and they also help us get the word out. I've also um, because we're in such a unique area. We've also been in contact with Georgetown University to offer the students a student discount for becoming a part of our facility as well, and different things like that. Nextdoor app. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we've done.
That's interesting. And what have you found has been your most what's the word? Effective way of getting clients?
You know, passive type of marketing is cool and all, but I really like to be in the trenches and in people's faces. I am big on making like a face to face connection because I feel like those are like way more lasting than like a fly by night advertisement that you see. Like they're effective. However, um, I I prefer for us to be like outside. That's just my thing. I know that doesn't work for everyone. I think it works for my personality,
Right.
and it has worked in the past in other businesses. So, my favorite type of marketing is like to be at like an event and talk to people and feed off their energy and they feel my energy. And I tend to offer like a free workout and stuff like that. And I think it means something when you're building one-on-one connections and you're actually getting to know somebody. And it's not just about the gym; it's about who they are and what they've got going on too, and also like, is there something that we have that you need? And that connection is what brings people to us.
So one thing I've noticed, because I follow you and I be paying attention. Sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. People are like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
just like,
me
I'm like, I'm
too.
sorry, I meant to, but I just be scrolling so fast. Um, but I've seen you do a number of different partnerships out there. Can you talk about those real quick? I know you did some. You talk about it. I don't have to bring it up.
Yeah, yeah. So I am big on collaborations because I think that impact is greater when you do it together. And I love to see when businesses can come together and share their followers and really, I think, get creative and have fun doing it as well. And I think it spills over into the customer base. So yeah, I've done a number of collaborations. Let me see, Girls Inc. They actually called me today. We're working on some stuff with them. So they're like a nonprofit, and they work with young girls, and their mission is for them to be strong, smart, and bold, which fits right into fitness. If there's little girls, there's moms. So that was
Mhm.
one thing. And they're an international organization. So to have a collab with them has been wonderful. Fabletics, I teach in that store once a month in Tyson's Corner. So they have brand new stores they were brand new when I started teaching there a year ago. And yeah, that collab has been wonderful because obviously they have like our clientele, right?
Right.
Women, they're athleisure brand. So everybody wants cute workout wear because for women, when you look good, you feel good, you work out better, right? It's simple formula. So I
Yeah.
it
You
was
you
the
know it's not
best
simple to men, but I got you.
simple formula. So it was the best of both worlds, right? We have a collaboration with South Block. Where next week, for well, is it next week? The week after, we have a week long worth of workouts that we're going to be doing for South Block's people, their target market, which matches ours, and it's the South Block that is in Georgetown. So their target market will be able to come take our classes for $7 um, throughout the week. And then we're going to end with the Sweat Fest, which is going to have raffles, fitness inspired games. They'll get some merch from us and stuff like that. So, yeah, we've got a number of collaborations, but the collaborations allow you to not, I wouldn't say, some people look at it as people are poaching. um some people don't like collabs because they don't want you to like poach their clientele, but the reality is like we don't have to act in a crab in a barrel mentality. Like
I
the
agree.
reality is people gonna follow who they want to follow,
Mhm.
period. Like I might
Mhm.
have some people that shift from me to you and you to me, and that's okay
Right.
because people have a right to find their fit.
Mhm.
And the reality is neither one of us might not lose. In fact, it might actually elevate both of us because the next thing that happens as a result of that collaboration could very well be for the both of us. So, you know, and I think it's something to be said when like if we are like yin and yang, because if the two collaborators are like yin and yang and it
Right.
balances out, it actually makes both of you look better. So yeah, so that's another thing.
No, and I'm 1,000% for collaborations. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know Junior Bangura, Dauda Bangura.
I don't know.
He's from
What?
Israel. I figure all y'all fitness people know each other. But I interviewed him last week. And you know,
Misconception.
I mean, hey, people think all guys are locks of brothers, so this is what it is. For those of you all listening, I actually have locks. So yeah, he and I, and by the time this episode's dropped, that should have been dropped as well. We're doing a collaboration. It's called the Fat Guy and the Fit Guy. I don't know if it's really called, but that's how it feels to me. Uh, so we're actually doing a challenge for entrepreneurs who want to get in shape, right?
Yeah,
So the 21-day challenge, doing virtual, and like, because it's part of it is because I want to get in shape as well. But
yeah.
the best way for me to, what motivates me honestly is making money, right? So if I can make
Right.
money while getting in shape, guess what I'm gonna do? Six pack by January. But
Wait a minute. Where did the Coming to America song come from? Like, that was giving she's your queen to be.
right. So and you know, because we found that he and I have a very similar demographic. We also have a very similar style of delivery and how we, you
Hmm.
know, deliver stuff. Like we're very no nonsense
Right.
when it comes to stuff, very factual, very researched and stuff like that. And sometimes get on people nerves, right? Uh but hey, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
You agreed a little too hard there. I didn't like
Oh,
I didn't
you
like
heard
that.
that.
I didn't like that.
You,
Huh?
you heard that?
I did. I heard it was a
Wait a
massive agreement
minute.
in your voice.
I don't know what you're talking
It
about.
is what it is. But yeah, so if somebody wants to collaborate with you, what are you looking for? What is that like hyper target? What is your avatar? What do they need to bring? Because I know you probably don't want somebody else to do jumping jacks with you.
Yeah, no. So so my avatar is the everyday working woman.
Mhm.
So essentially my clients are 30 and up. And literally they go from 30 to 70, which is a very wide range.
That
So
is not an avatar, but I'm gonna let you cook.
I'm sorry, what?
That is not an
What did you say?
avatar. 30 to 70, it's not an avatar.
I know you didn't let me finish. So I
Okay, but
gotta
you
make you
okay,
next.
but you said it. I had to stop you there because you know what? It's in my book. You my book. Okay, no, my book.
You said my target market. I was gonna answer your question, but
All
I
right,
guess
go
you
ahead.
don't want to answer.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. This is how I say we get on people nerves. People are like, yeah, let me finish. I'm like this. I'm not gonna let you finish nonsense now. Well, please
Wait, that was
continue.
nonsense.
I
Oh,
said
that
30 to 70. What a 30-year-old got to come with a 70-year-old.
So listen, my clients come to me for specific things. So it's your everyday woman, right? But we have the weight loss woman, we have the strength and mobility woman. Like there's layers to this, right? So it's not really just one. It's literally like two to three categories. We have the third category is the woman that wants to be stronger overall, right? So there's three different things happening because this is you're a male. See, you don't this is
See, I
this
knew
is what
I knew
y'all
you were
do to
trying to
us.
woman explain it. Go ahead,
This
keep
is
talking.
this is what y'all do to
You
us.
woman explain it. That's what you're doing. You woman explain it.
Yes, like there's three different types of women that come to me. So yes, I was explaining that.
I was quiet. I literally wasn't saying a word. You like, this is what y'all
No,
men
it
do.
was your face.
Like
It
you
was your
literally did
face.
that in the middle. I was
It was your
quiet.
face. And they gonna be able to see your face, so they're gonna know what I'm talking about.
They ain't gonna be able to see my face. Most people. So according to the stats, most people listen on mobile devices, so they won't even see my
Baby,
face.
I want y'all, don't just listen today. Today, I need you to go to the podcast, pull it up. I want you to scroll forward to this moment in time. We about 38 minutes in. so you could see his face and how he was man looking at me.
I was a man looking at you. You know what? First of all, I'm gonna edit this. I'll get on that. Maybe I will edit this, Angie.
Right.
Okay.
It's entertainment. It's fine.
She just mansplained me, trying to make me feel all small. Where's Kevin Samuels?
Gone.
Oh, look at her
Gone.
face. Huh? I know he's dead, ain't he? Dang
Gone. Who's gonna check me, boo?
it. I don't know. That ain't my lane.
Exactly.
That ain't my lane. No, so continue with your target market.
Yeah, so anyway, 35 and up. Um, weight loss, strength, because you want to just be sexy overall and
Mhm.
stronger, and fit. And then we have our mobility, and our strength and conditioning group, which is our more seasoned women, or if you've had like an injury, or surgeries or whatever the case may be, because you're working on maybe loosening your hips and you want to just be able to focus on doing everyday things, or you know lifting grocery bags by yourself, bending over, coming back up regularly, all of the things. So,
Wow.
our demographic usually makes over 60K a year. They also, we're talking the women that love wine festivals. They tend to love, like, they're very loyal to brands. So like, they have subscriptions and they like the finer things in life, a lot of them. And they like they
Essentially,
like
DMV does.
what? I'm sorry.
I said essentially DMV does. Yeah.
Not quite, but yes. Not quite. But yeah, so women that, they like to party and cut a rug, but they also they have another side to them that I wouldn't say is conservative, but they also are into other things like the arts and whatever. So yeah, that's our
Oh,
target demographic.
that's kind of amazing. Okay. So those type of so companies out there, do you do the nutrition side or no?
No, so I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a trainer. So we focus on helping you, guide you through, because for us it's a lifestyle. So I'm not doing nutrition. However, we do hold you accountable. We do help you track your food in an app, because that's what apps are for. You don't really necessarily need a full nutritionist for that. And then we also teach you healthy habits because it's a lifestyle. So we're going to go through on our assessment exactly what you're doing and not doing, and we're going to turn up the heat a notch on the accountability with those things.
No, that's actually great to hear. And the reason I asked that is, for those of you out there who, I want you to understand how collaboration works. Like you may think that just because you have, you're not in the fitness or health and wellness sphere that you can't collaborate with somebody in health and wellness. That's actually who you need to collaborate with, because
Hmm.
you just what you do is you provide supplemental services. So
Right.
if you do have, a nutrition company or a time management company, because you just talked about lifestyle. And one of
Right.
the things that happens, if you're a lifestyle coach that helps people manage their time, then part of that time is going to is going to be about their fitness. So, think about collaborations in a different way. As you heard Jaliyla talk about, she has like 7,600 collaborations just this week coming up. Like she's going to be on the news Friday, but before that, she's going to be at Fabletics, and then she's going to be on the South Side, and then she's going to be with the
We're
Georgetown Warriors.
playing our
Like,
games,
right? Like,
okay?
like there's always space right there. So, and especially if you're here in the DMV. Now, do you do anything virtual?
Yeah, so I still offer virtual personal training, as well as the 8-week program is still rolling. We take a break throughout the summer because, I mean, y'all tell me y'all going to do it, but you don't. And then there's that. So,
Know your
uh,
market.
we have our last, I don't have cut cards. Okay.
No,
I
I
don't.
mean, but really, that's just knowing your market.
Yeah,
Exactly. It
yeah,
really is.
for sure.
Mhm.
And I don't like to waste people's time or money or energy. Like, we don't have time for that. So
Right.
our next 8-week program will begin mid September. So once y'all get the babies back in school, we can get you back on your regimen. And we're working on being sexy by Thanksgiving. So that is the last one for the year. And then we begin again in January, and we have two back to back. So there's the winter one in January, and then we have the spring one that starts usually in April. And then we're back at summertime again. So yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. And your audio's out of sync. Probably you got an iPhone, don't you? But
I have a droid. It's out of sync for real.
how you got you make your George sound bad? Hey, look, edit that part out, Angie. I don't need people knowing that she giving George a bad name. All right, we're not having that. You know what I'm saying? I argue too much about this. You to ruin my
This is
reputation here.
old droid though. It's legit like 4 years old. So
Okay, okay, well, good. Well, it's lasted 47 minutes, so we can't be too mad at it, right?
yeah.
Um, no, but so if people want to get in contact with you, how would they do that?
Yeah, so I can be reached a number of ways. So if you go to Instagram, my personal trainer and Jalila Instagram is I just want number two, be healthy. The gym facilities Instagram is Mission Slim Possible G Town. I'm on Facebook. It's just Jalila Tillman, Jaliyla. Last name Tillman, Tillman. And yes, is there anything else you would like? My social security number, a kidney. Hmm.
You do know I'm a hacker. I don't have to ask for that. I can get it if I want to. I'm a
Right. You just
certified.
take it. You
I'm a
just take it.
certified hacker. Right, exactly. Oh, with my mask. My mask around here somewhere.
Yes,
Um,
if you are serious about like inquiries or collaborations or anything like that, you can email me directly at IAMJALIYLAT
and all of this will be in the show notes. So both the description on YouTube, the show notes below. Hopefully y'all not watch a video because she did that little thing at the beginning when she mansplained me, well, like 10 minutes ago, when she mansplained me and made me embarrassed. Now you'll see a tear fall on my eye, and we don't need
Oh,
that.
please.
Put the tear in eye tear in post, Angie. Thanks, appreciate it.
Really?
Uh, so if you want to know who Angie is the producer of the podcast. Um, but yes, so but no, look, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, so last thing, and I'm doing this from now on is, and I may make two more things actually. Something else I want to do. First thing is, what do you have to say to the young people? So you were a part of the first young entrepreneurship camp judges panel, and you actually hired one of my students who
Yeah.
was amazing. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
still in shock and awe about how well she did. But
Yeah.
what most people don't know is I'm actually turning that into a full-time program now, teaching the
So
young folks.
exciting.
Yeah, and so is there anything that you would like to say to the kids, to the young folks? Give them some wisdom of words. I'm actually come off the screen so that you had a screen by yourself as you say it.
Um, oh, okay. Well, this is fancy Jalila time. Okay. So, in reference to the kids, what I would say is don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to follow the God that the plan that God has for you and what you're passionate about. I don't care if it seems uncool to everyone else, if it goes against what everyone else is doing, and I don't care if they're calling you a nerd, it doesn't matter. The reality is what's cool is that you know who you are and that you're following that to a T. So I think that it's very cool to stand out. I think that I was the kid that stood out. I think that I didn't know what my gifts were. I wasn't always into what everyone else was into, and that is totally okay. I listen to different music. I read different books. I also talk different. So if you could just stay confident and true to who you are, you're gonna go so much further than anybody else. And don't worry about what anybody says to you. Keep your head up, stay strong, and stay focused on what you have to focus on.
Oh, that was good. I thought you were about to cry. You,
Yeah.
you, look, you got a little choked up talking. Like, oh, she really care about the kids. Oh, that's
I
wonderful
do
to
care about the kids. Jay love the kids.
do. Don't. So you can take the children. No, I'm kidding. Um. So last thing, I'm gonna throw this out there.
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
People always get scared when I say stuff like this, right?
Because you gave me a list of questions and my type A is screaming right now because I prepared answers and we didn't do any of it.
Right. You want to just read it? You want to read it? You want to read everything you wrote? You can do that. Read everything. Go ahead. Just read it. Go ahead, read it.
No,
Get
forget
it
it.
out.
Just forget
Just
it.
get
Give me
it out.
the last thing.
How you want to collaborate? Let's do it. What you want to do?
Ooh, we could do a collab.
Let's go ahead. Why not?
I'm excited. I'm excited. So, what I was talking about earlier, can I disclose it right now?
Oh no, we're not talking about that. If that's what you want to collab with?
Um, I
No,
get
man.
a second
If
option.
that's it, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Y'all got to stay tuned for that one. They got
Oh,
to stay tuned for that one. 'Cause that
I
right
get a
there,
second option.
huh?
I get a second option.
I give you a second option because we can't talk about that right
Okay,
now.
yeah, that was a great idea, wasn't it?
Right,
I
right.
know. I don't know. What do you have? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, what if we did another podcast? Well, another podcast situation that was more fitness focused.
So I recorded at the gym or something.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
All right.
Can we record in the facility?
We can record in the facility. You gonna make me work out?
I
You
can
gonna
work you out.
you gonna make me
Or
work out? Oh Lord.
or you could bring me a couple of women
Okay.
and the workout is free. It's on me and we'll do it at the gym.
All right. I'll do that. Had to set up the sound and all that good stuff, make sure it works. Yeah. So we'll do that. Okay. All right. We'll do that. And
It'll
then
be
from
a
there,
lunch with Carl free session and you can tell me, who you want to attend. We'll figure it out.
all right. And if they sign up, I want my affiliate commission. I'll play them games. Do you have an affiliate? Do you have an affiliate program?
No, I need help with that. That's your job. It's
Oh,
about to be.
right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start her affiliate program for Mission Slim Possible. So that's what's going to be in the link because she about to hire me right now, and we're going to have this. Hopefully, we can have it up and running by the time it drops in September.
We
But I'll
got a
give you
lot of work to
September.
do, kid. There's a
That's
lot going on over
all I
here.
do is work.
Man, I want to live. Like I want to live too.
Me too. I'm trying to live.
Yeah, but I don't want to just be working
I do.
24/7.
I
Like we
love
got
working.
we got to put a pause on some of this active work at some point.
When I tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes to this work thing. I love it.
I mean, I do love what I do. However, one thing I've realized is that it's very physically taxing, and I don't think I realized how physically taxing this particular industry is.
Yeah, I mean, you are working out.
I
So
learned that the hard way the last year. So yeah,
right.
so for me, I'm focused on making sure that there are things that are set up so that,
Hold on.
I
Somebody
can
somebody just nigga knocked on my door. 1 second.
what is
I mean,
going on
wait,
with your door?
bleep that out.
Yes, Andy, please take these door knocks out.
People always trying to sell something, I tell you.
I don't like solicitors.
I know. Angie, go ahead and
I don't like it.
edit part of that
I
out
already
too.
told her. I already told her
You told
while
Angie.
you were answering the door.
I said, I'm like,
Please edit this out.
yeah, it was ridiculous, right?
Okay, so that's it.
What was the last thing we talked about? Like I said, that threw me off a little bit.
The collaboration
Yeah.
with you and I, and
And
I
your
gave my
affiliate link.
advice to the children. Do you want me to give my entrepreneur advice?
Please do.
Okay, you ready for this?
I'm
It's
listening.
going to be good. I really thought this through. Okay, if and when you decide to be an entrepreneur and you have a job, when you decide to take the job, get the job that you can leverage your passion with. So don't just get any job. Try to get something that will pay for your certification if you need it, that you can, or it'll pay for your schooling, whatever it is, or it at least provides you some sort of access to people that are doing what you want to do ultimately, right? So try to get a job because this is something I wish I would have done. Get a
Mhm.
job that's going to help you leverage yourself so you can get to your passion as quickly as possible and as cheap as possible because being an entrepreneur is really expensive. The other part of that is I feel like if I would have started earlier knowing what I know now, it would have made a huge difference, like financially. So if you're in your 20s and you're a young entrepreneur, I would say enjoy life, but don't splurge on all of your extra money. Like literally take 50% and invest it early. And I don't care what you invested in, but just invest it. Like it could be stocks, it could be mutual funds, it could be real estate. I don't care. But literally don't spend all your money because when you get to our old age of 40, these mistakes that
41.
we made, right, that we were uninformed about because we didn't have access to information like you guys have access to, it would have
Hmm.
set me up for greater financial success faster. So I would say try to always look for a job that you can leverage and always, always take 50% of your extra. Forget the bottles at the club. You literally can't do anything with that. Invest it in something.
I like that. And you enjoy money much more when you're older. Being honest.
You do.
You
And life is actually like grand when you're older because
young.
you have like if you have money and you're older, like your outlook on things is completely different. And the parties are not the same.
You said the what? What's the last what you said?
The parties are not the same.
They're not.
No, because you're now partying with a different caliber of person.
Yeah, it's true.
And you find yourself in rooms with people that you didn't know you would ever be in rooms with. So,
Like I man, like I said, I was at the podcast summit this weekend, and when I tell you, it was. I'm about to, right after this. I'm gonna record my good, bad, and the ugly about it, and like it was truly. It's the definition of go where you're celebrated.
yeah,
And I mean and I know there are other races that watch this, but y'all know I'm black and I love my people. Um, but the blacknosity up in that joint, yes, it's also in the dictionary next to covidity. Stop playing.
I
It's
was
right before it.
coming
It's
to
right.
you, but I'm going to let you finish your point first.
It's right before it. But the blacknosity in that joint that was it was through the roof, but it was through the roof with money, with class. I mean, it was still classy. You can still tell the people were carrying themselves a certain way. Mind you, I'm saying they gold chained out. They looking, what I'm saying? We got Loon, him 500, all these folks in the room. I mean, and
Yeah,
they acting like we act. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a music video, to be honest with you.
yeah,
But the truth is, it was like they were rubbing shoulders, celebrating each other's success. Not all these 7, 8 figure folks that we talking about here. So it
yeah,
was like, yeah, so do it when you really earn it, right? Don't
yeah,
do it because you want it, do it because you've earned it.
yeah. And I think it also like it's a different layer when you are like in a different realm too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like partying in your 20s is cool, we popping bottles, whatever, but like are those people still here? Probably not. And also like partying when you have money and you're in those rooms, like it's just a different type of party. And I mean, they're not dry parties either. We talking about people let loose, but it's just different. Um, and that's really, I think, the ultimate goal is you want to be in those rooms. Um, and I'm all for having a good time because this girl was a party animal, but I'm trying to tell you, don't do what I did. So,
Right. I was
yeah,
there.
I was at the clubs here in DC. Okay.
You're a palladium.
I was at Palladium.
I know. I can't read it to you a couple times.
I love Palladium, boy, and Avenue, and Icebox. I was at the places. Park 14th. I burnt it up. So, so yeah,
Party with
I
Primo.
wish that I knew what I know now, because even those people that I partied with, where are they now? They're not here, right? And they can't save you, they can't help you, they can't do nothing for you. So have your fun, but also I would say I wish in my 20s I figured out passive income first and then just had a job to help me leverage. And I mean, because you can figure out what you're passionate about later, right? Like build the passive income stream or invest, right? So
Mhm.
investing involves a passive income stream. So that will be your saving grace when you make your mistakes as a full-time business owner, when can't you lose your job because you were laid off unexpectedly and you can't find another because the economy is bad. Like literally, as an older millennial, we've gone through all of these things, right? Like there are people our age who gone to foreclosure, who have, couldn't find a job for months, years.
Yeah.
Their spouse paid all the bills and then they died. And now
Mhm.
they can't do
Mhm.
anything and they have these kids by themselves. Like, hear me when I tell you, if I understood how important it was to set up shop on that passive income because it takes years to grow, I wish that I would have done that in my 20s. And that way, no matter what, I would have had that going forward at this ripe old age of 40.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you've heard it here. Mission Slim Possible. Please check in the links. Go like, subscribe, follow her. If you are a woman trying to get in shape, please reach out. If you've been struggling, if you feel like getting slim is impossible, join her Mission Slim Possible, because being possible is slim. I mean, being slim is possible.
Let me fix that because
Car-
everybody has the ability to be slim. It is possible. That's what he's trying to say, guys.
That's literally what you're saying. Because I'm gonna do it. Watch. Y'all gonna see the video I post next with my gut. I was like, yo, this is horrible. Like I'm sitting there, the camera. No, because I recorded something down at the summit, and I was like, yo, I am a fat boy. This is horrible. I'm fat shaming myself.
Well,
I'm
when I met you in Hampton University, you were
slim,
much slimmer.
a lot slimmer. Okay, let me get back in my college weight of 168 or something like that.
Well, you told me last homecoming you was gonna be there.
Yeah, chill out, yo. I messed up.
I'm be quiet.
No, I'm fine. Look, I tell you all the time. Remind me of the stuff I said that I didn't fulfill. Like, yeah, I'm forgiving myself of a better past. I mean, yeah, I am.
We all fall short. That's why we
Right,
got God's grace. It's
but I'm
okay.
already 5'8". That was short enough. I don't need to fall no shorter. Let me go turn the water on in my pool. It's been a
We need
blast,
to
y'all.
go
Please
there.
remember to
We
like.
need to come off of the live, Angie. Can you cut us off so we could discuss some other
No,
things now?
no. I gotta tell them. To everybody, please like, subscribe, follow. A comment is better than a like, and a share is better than a comment. So please put it out there. Let the people know I have friends with benefits, and I know you will benefit. Uh, this is Carl Gray. If you have any questions, comments, metaphysical considerations, please drop them below, and I'd love to hear from you. Y'all have a good one. Say bye, Jalila.
Bye.